gotta do all this. It's like you gotta have all these moving parts here. It's like it's much easier to do it the other way. I don't know. See, we're going there. We're going over here. It all works. Okay. RadioZenu.com, by the way. Also, for Jay Birdwell's Internet Movie Database. I love that. Well, who else is on Internet Movie Database that I know? Nobody.
I'm the only one.
Michael Nagy's not even Internet Movie Database, which I'll tell you, Michael reminds me. He reminds me a lot of me when I was doing the TV show with Ninja Larry. He was always wanting to have adventures. He was always wanting to go places. I have just become a very boring old man. That is what has happened. Because he gets a hold of me yesterday and he's like, well, they got this steampunk thing in Kansas City or in Lawrence. And I'm like, Lawrence? And he's like, yeah, we could leave from the bar at 9. They're open till 4 a.m.
Jeez.
And I'm like, what? But he's one of these guys who, like when we went to the Gathering of the Juggalos, he's like, I'm like, you know, I'll pitch in for the hotel room, you know, you do the and he's like, we're not doing a hotel. And I'm like, the gathering's over at 3 a.m. What are you planning on? Oh, I'm just going to go to the freaking convenience store, load up on sugary energy drinks, and we're going to drive straight back. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Only if you're driving.
And he did. We went, we loaded up. He jammed us back here and no problems. And I'm like, how in the world? So that's how that works. Michael Nagy, the big star stage and screen Michael Nagy. So Alexis or Alex. There she is. I like her emoji photo.
Is that the one on
or not emoji photo?
Twitter?
I don't know what that means. An emoji photo. An emoji photo. I just created a new term, I think. Emoji photo. Emoji photo. Messaging is disabled until she decides that she is going to accept my contract request on Skype. So, Dr. David Magnano was supposed to join us in the last segment. He, of course, pulled a cannot be found anywhere gimmick, which is always good. He can't be found. He, nowhere to be found, Dr. David. And we got Ms. Fox. We'll just do that way. She's going to join us here in a few moments. We're going to put that segment that we were supposed to do with the doctor that turned into me getting all spiritual about Mike Game and his vessel. We'll put that on the website at kjgradio.com, and you can, I guess, go over and say hello, and
that's the most
go see
spiritual you're going to get.
Go see what I'm talking about with all the shenanigans and all the people and all the crap. And so, no Dr. David, which is fine, because we'll get him back. He'll show up here, and he's always real ready to go. And as a doctor talking about my time to go now, he's always ready to go. Well, I like Dr. Dave, so. Last week, I don't know. We're gonna wait until the next segment for me to do that, because that is something I don't want my friends in the adult film industry to be involved in. So we're just gonna wait until we will just wait until the next segment to get into that. But let's see here. Let's do this.
I know nothing.
We've got our good buddy Jay Birdwell's, the big star, Internet Movie Databases. See, that's how you can. I don't know why I'm enabling you. God, why am I enabling you? But
you enable me by just being here.
Why am I gonna do this? See, that's how you refer to yourself, as the Internet Movie Database's Jaybird Wells. That, you know, it's kind of like if you ever win an award, you can be the award-winning Jaybird Wells.
Can't touch the
It doesn't matter if you win one award in your life. It doesn't matter if you don't win any awards in your life, as long as you win one.
Say after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Hello, Ms. Fox. It is Jigman Freud calling you for your radio interview. Damn it. Google Voice doesn't let me have a long enough deal.
You gotta learn how to talk quicker.
I've got to talk quicker. That was always my problem when Brother Ken was bringing me back into the business up there at 92.7 The Zoo in Salina. He's like, Crash Davis, you got to talk quicker, dog. Although I don't know why
The subscriber you have called is not available.
Nope.
Please leave a message after the tone.
She's not available.
Everybody's
Hello. We are trying to get a hold of you for your radio interview. I tried to contact you on the old Skype-a-rooney. And now I'm trying to get a hold of you on your cell phone. I guess hit me back up, and we'll make this interview happen. I'm really bad at leaving voicemails for guests. So that's that. She's going to be like, what in the hell, Bobby? That's going to be how things are going to go. Oh, I know. Oh, I know who these guys are.
Who?
That's who we booked. That's who I booked.
Who?
That's going to be awesome today when they get here. There was these two guys, these rappers in Wichita, who fairly recently, and I think it's just so hilarious, in the city of Wichita, they've had all these murders. They had a guy yesterday, Big Will was yelling and screaming about this on Facebook. Apparently, the Wichita police got a report of a kidnapping and a hostage crisis. So they showed up at this dude's house. They knocked on the door. The dude went to the door, didn't know anything about any of this stuff, and they shot him.
That was the swatting.
And they just shot him.
That was
It's like, get the hell out of here.
That was a game swatting where somebody gave a false report.
Yeah, I just showed up. Well, and da-da-da. Well, this wasn't real. The thing yesterday was a false report, but the thing that I'm getting ready to talk about was not. Well, it wasn't really a false report, but I hate to bring her up on this show without her being here, but Jennifer the Hood Rat, her stepdad, I guess you would want to refer to him as, I guess. He lived in the apartment complex here, and he was starting to go out of his mind, and there's there she is. I'm in the middle of telling a story about a failed SWAT team attempt, and there's our friend. How are you, Ms. Fox?
I'm fine. I think this was supposed to be rescheduled because I can't show my face because I had Fraxel, so I will not be doing a video Skype session with you.
Okay, well that's fine. What I'll do is I will get.
Actually, I'm in my car right now. My assistant just had a baby. I'm a little behind with stuff. She didn't realize the treatment I was going to get on my face was going to last 10 to 12 days to heal. I look like a big scab. I can't even put makeup on it.
What kind of?
I'm sure you look like the most beautiful scab in the whole world. But I do appreciate. You know.
It's great.
You can't argue that. Well, what I'll do is I'll get with your PR people, and we'll get we'll get your deal rescheduled, and I hope everything goes well for you and everything.
I'm so sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. No. You are fine. You are one of the most. You're actually one of, as far as radio guests, even though we're rescheduling with you, the fact that you called me back it says so much for you. Because there are people that
just disappear,
that just vanish.
Well, girl, you need to let us know when you're doing better.
Yeah, no, I would have answered the first time, but I didn't recognize the name right away. I'm like, who's this guy trying to reach me on Skype right now? Like, I'm not having a Skype session. My face is all fucked. And then I was like, okay, all right, this makes sense. I'm going to call him back. I even told Tanya, I was like, if you want, I'll send you pictures so they can see my face is a big scab. I did the Fraxel, and on top I did.
No, we're good. Uh-oh. Something happened. Your PC ran into a problem, needs to restart. We're collecting some info, and then we'll restart for you. Uh-oh. The hell happened there? I love Skype. I love these things. This is Video Scheduler Internal Error. 35% complete. We're counting down the hits. It's like it's like what is it? It's like Dick Clark. 60% complete.
What was
70% complete? We're counting down the hits here with Dick Clark. 80% complete.
What was her name?
100%. There you go. Boom, gone. ALEXIS. FAWX.
WX.
So we will deal with that. We will call her back. We had some Skype issues, so we will call her back.
I found her on Twitter.
We will call her.
I think I found her on Twitter.
And say hello. So she's fine. You know what's funny about that? As I said, I'm so glad that you called us, because sometimes we just have people vanish, and then all of a sudden we vanished. Isn't that ironic?
I jinxed it.
You didn't jinx anything. I believe and I can't stand this, and I don't know why he put this in my head again. But the great Ross Long told me a couple weeks ago when I talked to him, he goes, well, you might want to be on the lookout because Mercury retrograde is coming. And I'm like, oh my God. Ross is all into astrology and shenanigans, and
I think
Mercury retrograde is supposedly a deal when machines don't work and there's all sorts of shenanigans that happen. And so during Mercury retrograde, you have to be on the lookout because things don't work and blah, blah, blah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I avoided Mercury retrograde talk for like the last 10 years. Every time he tries to bring it up, I'm like, I don't want to hear anything about it. We've got this guest booked, and let's talk about that. This is what's going on at Access. Let's talk about that. This is who's getting fired in Salina. This is who's being brought up on charges in Salina. Let's talk about that. I don't want to talk about Mercury retrograde.
Me, let's talk about.
So that's what happens there. But 49 minutes after the hour, we are waiting on our rappers to make an appearance. Black Suede is supposed to be with us. The big star, Black Suede.
Are they on rapper schedule?
Well, see, what I did, and this just kind of came out of the blue. I was originally going to, we were just going to do 2 hours today, and we were going to do 2 to 4 live. And then I happened to notice that we had David Magnano and Ms. Fox booked. And I thought, well, let's just do 3 hours.
Yeah, I got that tag at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So I didn't expect you to be here for all 3 hours. I'll have to say that you're perky and you're ready to go, and your Internet Movie Database is Jay Birdwells. That's what we'll refer to it as. That's how we'll do it. Internet Movie Database is Jay Birdwells.
Yay! Because
then everybody's gonna be like,
who?
Wow, she's kind of a big deal. She's on Internet Movie Database. Well, she is kind of a big deal. You're going to be part of something called Extreme Con, whatever that is.
Yes.
I seen that the other day. I'm like, what the hell is Extreme Con? Is that
it's in Missouri.
It's in Missouri.
Yeah. The next Comic-Con in Wichita, or in Kansas is
Osage Beach.
Heston, Kansas.
Heston, Kansas has a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Who doesn't have a Comic-Con at this point?
All the libraries are doing these mini cons.
Well, something. Good life.
Oh, and then ICT Comic-Con is in March. That's in Wichita, Kansas. Everybody's doing their cons early this year. I think Smallville changed their schedule too. Everybody's like trying to get it done. Everybody's changing their schedule.
Smallville changed their freaking schedule.
Everybody's changing their schedule.
Let's see if she can do next Sunday. There we go. We're doing everything on the fly here. Okay, let's do this. Let's wait. I could. Let's do this. I'll finish telling my Jennifer the Hood Rat SWAT story, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll get reset, and I'll talk about the rappers.
So who's this Jennifer
here's
person?
Jennifer the Hood Rat. Jennifer Jo Euchre. Jennifer the Hood Rat. We love Jennifer. Jennifer's Jennifer. She had a stepdad who lived here in the... how I got wind of her was when I moved in the very first day to the Swiss Army apartment. Jennifer helped me unpack. It's the weirdest story in the world. She helped me unpack, and she lived with her stepdad, and her stepdad was a guy who was a senior citizen, and he was slowly degenerating, I guess you would say. And when I moved out of the Swiss Army apartment and me and the professor moved in over here to, as Lance likes to call it, the Swiss Army apartment upgrade. That's the brand new name for the place. There was a couple different people who moved in and moved out of the Swiss Army apartment. One of them actually she's kind of a little perv magnet, and we've got people at the door. Apparently,
come in.
You can come in. We're live, so you can come in. You might have to actually go physically open the door.
Okay.
Because either they're rappers, or they're people coming to serve me with papers, or I'm about to get assassinated. They're rappers. Thank God.
They're not here to assassinate.
I'm either going to get assassinated, because that's how it happens here. You can come in, take a seat. What's going on, fellas? Wherever you want to go, it doesn't matter to me. You can sit on the couch, sit in the red chair, sit in the office chair that all the little kids like to spin around in. Whatever you want to do, doesn't matter to me. And let's see. Okay, let me finish my Jennifer story. Jennifer the Hood Rat. Wait. Yes, she was a hood rat, gentlemen. They know what that term means, and believe me, she was everything that comes associated with that term. But she had this stepdad who was slowly degenerating mentally, and I had moved out of the Swiss Army apartment, moved over here with the professor, and at some point, some little hot blonde perv magnet moves in over there where I was living, and then she left. Well, how she left is another story. How she left was when Dog the Bounty Hunter was in town trying to chase down people. He had spread it around town that he was filming for his TV show, which he was. So she called Barb's bail bonds, where he was helping chase down perps, as they say. And she goes, "I've got a warrant. Can I be on TV?" And he's like, "Sure, come on out." So he met her out at a bar, and they arrested her. And then they never aired that part of the show. And so she ends up, well, when she moved out, there was two guys who moved in over there who were basically just, as I like to call them, the local drug dealers. And that's fine. And they were your typical drug dealers. They were two white guys that had all sorts of hot women going in and out of there. And believe me, no white guys have this hot women going in there unless A, they are packing or they have good drugs. That's always how it works. And well, then one day Jennifer's stepdad or whatever goes over there and pounds on the door. And he goes, "Hey, you got to let that girl out of here." And they're like, "What girl?" So they slam the door in his face. So then he goes back over there a little bit later and he goes, "You're holding a hostage over here. You've got this girl held hostage." And they're like, he's like, "The fuck?" Shuts the door on the old man. The guy gets in his truck, goes down to the frickin' police department and says, "There is a hostage situation at the apartment, and if you don't come do anything about it, I'm going to go get my gun, and I'm going to do something about it." So immediately, the Hutchinson police, if this was Salina, they would have already dropped a bomb on the dude's house because Salina cops are a completely different story. The Hutch cops are like, "I guess we got to go take care of the hostage situation." So they get the SWAT team and they get everybody ready to go, and they're pulling in out here on the side of the apartment area when one of the neighbors who's outside smoking goes, "What the fuck's the SWAT team doing?" He runs downstairs and goes, you guys have got it all wrong. There is no hostage situation." And they go over there and they knock on the door and they realize there's no hostage situation. Now, of course, they see all the drugs everywhere and they go, "Eh." And then they turn around and leave. Well, then they went and they grabbed Jennifer's dad and they went and had him committed. But not like happened yesterday in Wichita where they showed up at the guy's house. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Yeah. When they show up at the guy's house, they knock on the door, the guy goes, "Can I help you?" Bam, bam, bam. What? So that's
like breaking one of the safety rules.
Well, like I said, we've got all these people getting murdered, but all the news is concerned with is some rapper somewhere got in a fire truck. That is all it's about. The little engine that would, could, and will again. That was also Jennifer's nickname, by the way, because she's Native American. I called her the hood rat. My buddy Rob called her the little engine that would. So, but we'll deal with that in later shows. We will deal with that. We were slowly but surely getting to the top of the hour. We are going to take a quick little time out here, and I want to thank Alexis. She is going to be with us next week. She had some sort of surgical procedure
that scarred up her face.
So she is getting something taken care of with that. And so we couldn't get her on Skype today. She said that she looked like a big bruise with giant boobs. And I'm like, well,
I missed that part.
At least you got the giant boobs going for you. So thanks for joining us today here on our big broadcast. Hour number 1 officially behind us, and we will take a break and be back with more here on our big program.
Dun, dun, dun. There's just one place to go, RockyMountainMedicalSupply.com. You always get quality products and quality service, all at an everyday affordable price. We offer over 10,000 different products. That means whatever you're looking for, chances are